Hello and welcome back to myArbitration for our second special Vis Moot episode. In our first episode, we showed you how the students were preparing for the Vis Moot competition. Now in the second episode, we will show you how it went and what it takes to win. Tip of the hat to all the teams, the coaches, the judges and the organizers for a fantastic Vis Moot competition 2021. And thank you for your contributions. Let me show you some of my highlights now.
Hi everyone.
Hello.
Hi.
I have to admit that I was truly impressed by the finalists. They all displayed excellent advocacy skills and that made me feel slightly embarrassed as I had to admit that they were all far better than I was at their level of education. It is difficult for the arbitrators to score such skillful and well-prepared team members. What makes the difference, in my view, is when you see as an arbitrator that the teams are willing and able to get out of their comfort zone, that they carefully listen to the arbitrator's questions and try not simply to rehearse what they have prepared, but to diligently and carefully answer the questions of the arbitrators.
For our team especially, it was very diverse. It was like a mixed bag of people who had different strengths to bring to the table. Like some people were very strong at the research, they were very strong speakers, and I think in general like the group dynamic worked really well. And because we are working through like the memo stage all the way up to pleadings, so that's about maybe like 4 months. So you have to be able to work with your team for quite a long time and through quite stressful periods.
The Willem Vis is very important. It secures that every year young students get incentivized to pursue a career in arbitration. And with that, it is ensured that the arbitration community is fed with fresh, talented blood. I'm looking forward again to next year's Moot and to many to come, as it is very important part of this arbitration community. Thank you so much and hope to see you all next year in person.
So we're talking about why should you do the Moot? It really comes down to 3 basic reasons. First, it gives you a taste of what it's like to be an international arbitration practitioner. From writing your memo to the oral rounds, it gives you an opportunity to see what the life of an international arbitration practitioner is like on a day-to-day basis. Second, the competition is about as close as you can get to having a live job interview. From the time that the problem is released to the announcement of the final results, you are being evaluated and judged on your skills as an advocate and as an arbitration lawyer. And that's a great thing because many of the arbitrators and the people that you'll come in contact with during the course of the competition have the ability to influence hiring decisions at their organizations. So a strong performance can make a lasting impression. Third, finally, and one of my favorite parts of the Vis, upon your completion of the competition, you are inducted into a special legal family with branches all over the world. I'm speaking, of course, about the Moot Alumni Association. Aside from getting to meet all your fellow Mooties and former Mooties and the like, you also have special benefits and opportunities as a result of being part of the Moot. Things like publishing opportunities, mentorship, job postings, to be an observer at the United Nations. And most importantly, and one of the things that I think is the most value of being a member, is access to one of the largest networks and communities of international arbitration practitioners in the world. It's something that I think is worth its weight from being a Moody in its own right.
Hi, we are Reem and Giada, 2 oralists of the 28th edition of the Vis Moot and the co-founders of the Vis Talk. Firstly, you will acquire solid advocacy skills by learning how to make research on an international level by drafting memoranda. You will have some sleepless nights before the submission, just like lawyers.
Secondly, pleading in public in front of experienced panels, confronting other teams will make you gain more confidence. Besides, for non-native English speakers, doing all this work in English will be both more challenging and rewarding.
Finally, you will make connections starting with your coaches and especially the arbitrators during the pre-moot and in Hong Kong and in Vienna. All these practitioners work pro bono to help you and see you thrive.
You will experience teamwork and make friendships with people from all over the world.
When I first coached in the Vis Moot, the Spirit of the Moot Award was first awarded in the Vis East in Hong Kong. And for those of you who have not been to the Vis East yet, the Spirit of the Moot Award is awarded to the team who has to overcome the most obstacles in order to participate in the Moot. And it works like this. During the award ceremony, all teams have to get up. And then all teams sit down again, who have funding, who have a professional coach, who have access to legal databases, and so on, until only a handful of teams are still standing. And these teams lack even the most basic support and still, against all odds, managed to successfully participate in the Vis Moot. What frustrated me the most was that due to this lack of even the most basic of support, so much of the educational potential of the Vis Moot was wasted. So I came up with the idea of a platform that offers, free of charge, on an online basis, globally, a very basic level of support to teams worldwide. The Moot Academy.
To support the team in overcoming challenges, we as coaches try to be not only their tutors in an academic sense, but also we try to establish a personal connection and ultimately become friends.
I was a Moodie for 3 years in a row representing IBMEC, and as I stated, I fell in love with the competition. I think the Vis Moot is so much more than just study and hard work. It is understanding that how was it teamwork and how to work with everyone despite the differences, knowing your arguments so well that you can, recite it backwards, and research in a way so much deeper than we usually do. To help everyone, sometimes it's hard, but what I do most is listen. I think listening and trying to accommodate everyone within their difficulties as best that you can is the best that you can do. I try, sometimes personal challenges are not up to us. Personal challenges are not within our power. So all we can do is listen.
I try to help the team members, demonstrating to them that they are able to talk to me and I am available for anything that they need. And I try to do my best to hear and be present in every step of the competition.
When I saw the passion and the enthusiasm that my coaches had during our preparations for the Vis Moot in that season, I wanted to experience that myself. So I joined the Vis Moot Zenica team again, but now as one of the coaches. I try to support my team in overcoming their challenges by using my own experience and trying to explain to them that every struggle that they face during the preparations will have an impact, a positive impact on both their personal and professional development.
You learn so much. Firstly, writing legal texts in English. Furthermore, yes, also the oral part. Third, and most important, are the people, the community. Like, you take in count in May when the team was chosen, like none of us, it was, let's say, 10 of us, the coaches and the team, 12 of us. We didn't know each other, and I have to say, throughout the year we became best friends, and it was so much fun, and I believe that we're going to be seeing each other for the rest of our lives. So it's the people, the community.
The best part is definitely the opportunity to meet the students, the coaches, the lawyers, practitioners from all over the world, which can be helpful in your future career.
It's a wonderful group of people that are very particular but very charming, all of them.
It being very team-orientated and working together with my colleagues, which I still managed to be despite the obvious restrictions.
A lot of fun, a lot of hard work, and a lot of new friends.
The best part about being a Vis Mootie is being a part of the community. In our university, we call ourselves the HSE Vis Moot family. And that is for a reason. We actually spend more time with our team than with our family. That might be both the best and the worst part.
In one of the practice rounds, I was assigned as presiding arbitrator, and counsel for claimant was presenting that why this tribunal should hold the hearings remotely. And suddenly, her connection just cut down, and we had to log into a platform once again. I believe in 2 or 2 minutes, we had an interruption. During that interruption, we all had a little of laugh, but that specific counsel could not stop laughing. We have waited almost 5 minutes for her to stop, and I warned the counsel that we can pause the hearings if he can't proceed. However, she refused holding a pause, and she tried to proceed anyway. So I believe she laughed 10 minutes straight, and we couldn't cover the procedural issues that day, and we had to pass the merits. That was a funny pleading experience.
When we were in a meeting with another team and they wanted to take a picture and ask us to smile, and we all sat there smiling, and suddenly they turned off their camera and we just stayed there smiling and didn't know what to do, and it was really funny because we weren't allowed to laugh and we didn't want to, but we all had to.
Well, there are plenty. I would say the funniest was in the Vis Moot with my co-counsel. I was just trying to be a good co-counsel. While she was referring the tribunal to one of the pages of the binder, I tried to help her, and she just swept away my hand. Then she did the same thing while I was giving her a cup of water. She did that thing. It was funny.
That turned into a roasting session of the wrong person right now. But yeah.
What about you?
Yes, I had a very funny experience, and it was hearing Philip Wagner talk about his beard for about a minute, and he went on and on about it, and it was very interesting to hear and very fascinating indeed. I didn't think I would ever hear it in my lifetime, but I got to hear it. So it was good.
During one of the pre-moots, my dog ran into the room and barked into the microphone. So one of the lessons I learned is to keep your dog always out of the room.
There are so many, it's kind of hard to pinpoint just one, but this Vienna is fresher in our minds, so I remember there was so much content coming in from our coaches and our members and our professors, trying to tell us okay, you gotta do this, you gotta remember that. So the speakers were always write post-its to each other, so they would write all these tips and tricks on the post-its just to remind the speakers before they start. Yeah, so that was really fun.
Yeah, and some of the post-its were really funny. My friend had one which was stop drinking so much water, and then
don't say thank you twice.
Don't say thank you twice. Don't say just one rebuttal.
Yeah.
A lot of funny ones because they were making silly mistakes also.
Yeah, and then you guys would write the post-its to each other as well.
Yeah.
So I think it's very funny, as the non-speakers, to see them do such a good job and being so calm and composed, and then you walk to the table and it's just post-its of oh my gosh, I'm freaking out. Yeah. So that was really funny.
myArbitration is a great initiative. I love how it promotes diversity in the international arbitration community by offering a platform not just to established but also to up-and-coming practitioners in the field.
I think it is a fantastic initiative. I mean, this is the second virtual Vis Moot, and to be able to see this community come together in a few videos, it's very special to me. And I'm very grateful for this initiative to make this possible. And I hope that next year, myArbitration series would be all in live interviews so that we can be together once again.
I think it's such an interesting idea to connect these arbitration practitioners from around the world. My interest, I guess I was interested in this because taking part in this, I realized that there are so many arbitrators from around the world who are so experienced in different fields and based on different cultures of arbitration. And this website is such an interesting idea to allow students and maybe other practitioners.
Yeah, to like connect and like to watch all the different content and video, all the video content that's being published on the site. Like especially for the Vis Moot this year and last year, because of the COVID-19 pandemic, things have changed in such a big way, and everyone is moving towards online arbitrations and doing remote hearings, which is like what our Vis Moot was all about, both in terms of the content and like the actual procedural running of it. So I think the myArbitration site really helps to facilitate that. I think there are quite a few videos on the site that just talk about the remote hearings, talk about the Vis Moots and the pre-moots. So I think it's quite comforting to know that there are actually so many people out there who are connected on this site. Like if you just think of the number of Vis Moot teams that compete, it's actually such a crazy number, people from all around the world. Yeah, so I think it's really great that there's a site like this to, you know, bring us together. Yeah.
Thank you. I hope you liked it. And stay tuned for more.